Good afternoon, short story writers. I'm doing this a little bit early because I thought I'd better get this recorded while I had the thought, because you know what thoughts are like. They come in, they buzz around, and then they buzz off. And so this is, again, COVID-19 related, so it would fit in with a sort of an episodic or a themed collection of short stories. I'm not sure you could call them an episodic novel, but the theme would be life in the time of coronavirus. As I said yesterday, loosely adapted pun on love in the time of cholera, which John Cusack is very much in love with that novel. He mentions it in every single one of his films. Anyway, what are the things we are enabled, wrong word again, we are legally permitted to do in lockdown in the UK and probably in a lot of other countries, is to go for a walk for exercise. This is now the everyday, since we're in second lockdown at the moment. This is the 13th of November. And so, short story inspirations from everyday life. So this short story idea starts with somebody going for a walk, for exercise. It doesn't have to be a walk. They could go jogging, they could go cycling, whatever the form of exercise your protagonist, your main character wants to do, he or she does it. And I could split this into two ideas, but I'm not going to. Either something happens, it could be a rear window situation, your main character witnesses something, or something as mundane as they just meet somebody, a fellow jogger, a fellow walker, somebody out walking a dog, and a conversation begins. And let's keep this positive, shall we? In the words of Rick Blaine at the end of Casablanca, although I think this is going to be the start of a beautiful friendship. So, that's it. Up to you. It may not be a beautiful, they could become partners in crime. They could say, during lockdown, a lot of shops are unattended. And you and I are burglars. People aren't travelling in their cars as much. There are entire car showrooms bereft of staff. You could have yourself a little heist movie script thing. Okay, so I've just told you what to do with it basically if you write literary fiction, and I've just told you what to do with it if you write thrillers, if you write action stuff. Science fiction, the thing that they witness could be somebody who has set up a lab in their front room and they are busy working on something and they witness the most amazing whatever. And if it's fantasy or horror, it could be that the person's holding a seance in their front room or their back garden or the park or by the riverside or somewhere out in the open. And they witness whatever, and they get chased or they get drawn in and they become horrific themselves. Okay, that's it. Going for a walk. Maybe I'll adapt this for. It was a terrible song a long time ago. It was terrible, but it was. This again is a short story idea, if you want it. Okay, fiction writing prompts come from everywhere, especially from songs. And this song was by. I ran a disco at the time. I think they were called Black Lace, and they were taking the mickey out of. I think they were taking the mickey out of all the other songs which prompted you to do an action. And these songs are by no means dead. About 5 or 6 years ago, there was some thing online, and I witnessed TikTok as well, but where people would stop everything they were doing and start doing this little move to the left, skip to the right, and they do it like line dancing, but in chessboard formation. And I thought, oh, we're not over this way of getting people to dance after all. Line dancing was another case in point. Maybe I should have an episode of this dedicated entirely to song lyrics. But anyway, Go for a Walk, getting back to the point, was a line in that Black Lace song. And this is not to be confused with the mockery song, which was by the Spitting Image people. Wave a chicken in the air or something like that. I shall have to look this up now. It'll plague me. It'll plague me. Okay, 5 minutes and 33 seconds and 2 minutes and 33 seconds. That was me ranting on about songs. Okay, so if you found this short story idea useful, give it a thumbs up. If, as fiction writing prompts go, it was terrible for you, or just terrible full stop, or my presentation was terrible, then give it a thumbs down. I don't mind. The reaction's good. I don't really care what YouTube thinks about it. They can do with it what they will, but I want you to do with it something or other. Okay, good evening and happy writing.